We're here at UAB's new facilities of the tour, and this is UAB head football coach Bill Clark. And coach, first let's talk about this, what this means for UAB.
I think it's everything for our program. I think obviously the day-to-day of a football player's life is all about how he trains. Where does he watch film? Does he have a place to hang out? Can you feed him? How do you get him well in rehab? We've got all those things answered here. And then obviously for us, just from a functional standpoint of practicing in inclement weather. Now we got a place.
The time it took to get this done, obviously the going from nothing, having the program taken away,
right,
to get to this point now to where you can have the unveiling soon. Talk about what that process was like.
Well, I think we had the first process of bringing the program back, and I think that's a well documented. Our alumni and fans and business communities, business leaders stepped up, and then it was okay. Do we really want to do this thing right? I think that was a lingering question when we first started. When we had this great school, we had Birmingham, and when these guys got together, we formed a foundation and said, "What's the first thing we need? We need a building. We need a place to practice." And they answered that. $44 million raised in 2 years is just crazy. This facility's close to $25 million. So I think that process has been a long process, but a good one. And I said 22.5 million right now. I'm sorry, but we've raised 21.5 of that already. So these people have stepped up. Our community has stepped up, and you can see the results.
You just took us on a tour, and you hit on so many really neat things that you guys now have that will put you on par or above a lot of other people. Take us through a couple of the highlights that you're really proud of that you think with that functionality can really help you out.
Well, I think this pavilion that behind you is the weight room, and we don't have all our weights and stuff in there, but I think that weight room with the cardio, our weight racks will have GPS trackers and cameras on the bars and iPads, and it's functionally going to be really good. So that creates this big weight room. Obviously, the training room is huge, and we got the two whirlpools. We're going to have cryotherapy in there. So been at this medical school, really take advantage of that. There's a nutrition station back there. We've got a multi-purpose room where we can feed these guys and also have meetings. And then you got players' lounge and a great locker room and a lot of other things. But that's kind of the highlights.
What's the next step, do you think, in your progression to get football back and do it in a great way to where you can sustain the success?
Yeah, I think for us, one, we need to see the turnout. We had the second biggest turnout in the country in 2014 of ticket sales, but we really want to do this right. And our people, we want them to come out and support. We need to put a good product out there. And I think for our city, and you've heard a lot of talk about this, we need a new stadium. And Legion Field's been great, but we're really close to getting a new stadium announcement soon. And I think that's the next step for us. Legion Field's been great, but just a really new, nice, probably going to happen at that uptown area, downtown, which is about 2.5 miles from here. So to me, that's that next step for our program. But this is huge for us right now.
What's your roster composition for this coming year like?
Yeah, so we did. We really had some time to sit down and think about it, and we really went out and said we need to get older. So we scoured the country and went out and found a bunch of junior college players and brought those guys in here. They've done a great job of assimilating. And then we kind of built it from the bottom with high school kids. So that junior college roster is national. Texas and California, New York, and Mississippi, of course, and Kansas. Now we're going, probably that 300-mile radius. We're still, we just signed a California kid the other day, but, we're still going to really try and hit local. We've got great football talent around this area, so we're going to really start trying to build into that lower group, that group coming up is high school kids.
You guys have Tennessee on the schedule in 2019. We're in Knoxville. Talk about, obviously it's a long way away, and you're thinking about the next game and all of this, but that level of competition and then also the recruiting explosion in the state of Tennessee, I'm sure those are all things that are very attractive to you.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. I think one of the things we're excited about is playing that quote big time school. We got Florida this year and Texas A&M, and then we got Tennessee. That's good for our players, and that's that's the kind of play. That's where we want to aspire to be. Is being in that conversation. We made the decision. We don't want to play two SEC teams a year, so we play one. And so that's a game I think our guys will look forward to. Obviously, they're doing a great job, and so that's a little ways down the road.
Yeah.
So don't have to worry about them yet.
So Legacy Pavilion, it's still the unveiling is when? When's the exact date? Your players haven't even seen this, right?
Players have not got to see it yet, so they'll get to come in next Thursday, and there'll be a few more things obviously added. So they'll get to come in here on Thursday, and then we start practice on the 31st. But we'll have a ribbon cutting on August 18th, and kind of let the people that help build this thing come in and see it.
Hey, help Coach out, and if you want to sponsor, if you're a business, have some money, you want to help out this program, contact the UAB offices.
Amen.
That's right. And look, I've spent time at UAB, so this is to me really proud knowing where you guys came from, that you certainly know about. It's really neat to see what you guys have done so far, and all the best. Thanks for your time, Coach.
So much.
All right.